Albert Ojwang, a 31-year-old Kenyan blogger, teacher and social media influencer, died in police custody early Sunday after being detained in connection with a social media post critical of Deputy Inspector General Eliud Lagat. Ojwang, a religious studies and Kiswahili teacher in Voi, had traveled to Homabay to visit family.
Jana walikuja maofisa wa polisi 6 muda wa saa 7 za mchana, kama kijana wangu ametoka Ringa kuchukua miti ya kupanda. Kulikuwa kuna mvua, ni msimu wa mvua. Sasa alipofika hapo, mama yake akampatia chakula hapo nje chini ya mti, na bibi yake akaenda hapo karibu na yeye na mtoto wake, watoto wangu na ndugu yangu wakawa wako na mimi na ndugu yangu mdogo hapo ndani ya nyumba.
Na kati ya wao maafisa 6, maana 2 walitaja jina, Bwana Sigei na Bwana Rapudo.
He was arrested at his parents' home on Saturday afternoon and transferred approximately 400 kilometers to Nairobi Central Police Station.
Akanivuta nyuma, kama wewe ndiye mwenye hili boma, basi tumekuja kumchukua huyo kijana. Yeye yuko na ugali amepewa na mama yake pamoja na sukuma wiki amepikiwa, anaendelea kula. Lakini ameshtuka kwa sababu ya watu wengi wamekuja hapo nyumbani. So akaniambia tumekuja kumchukua huyo kijana. Mimi ni afisa wa polisi, akanionyesha kibandiko hapa kwenye kifua chake, katag kako hapo. Na nikaridhika kuona kwamba basi kama amekuja kumchukua ni vyema, kwa sababu pengine kuna jambo ambalo si sawa ambayo imewafanya waje. Na wakajitambulisha kwamba wao wametoka DCI Nairobi. Kijana ametusi mkubwa wao, kwa hivyo wametuma kutoka Nairobi waje nyumbani kumchukua huyu mtoto.
Police alleged that Ojwang sustained head injuries after hitting his head against the cell wall, and he was rushed to Mbagathi hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival.
Lazima maaskari watuambie chanzo cha kifo cha huyu kijana.
Honestly, whatever it is that he was accused of, in our view, is something that could have been processed where he was, because there are police stations where he was, and could have been taken, through due process. And if there was anything to charge him for, then in line with the Constitution and the laws, the DPP's authority to prosecute should have been sought if there was any material accusation that met a threshold for one to be taken through the due process in court. But a young man brought 400 kilometers from where he was, and without being given an opportunity to defend himself, dies in what is clearly a very unfortunate, mysterious circumstance in police cells.
The Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, has launched an investigation
by the chair of IPOA, Independent Police Oversight Authority, because they are the ones undertaking the investigations as mandated by the law. So, I have a brief chronology of events that led to the death of Albert Ojwang. On Friday, 6th June 2025, Albert Ojwang was arrested in Homabay County by DCI detectives for the offense of false publication. Records indicate that he was transported to Nairobi, where he was questioned by officers from the DCI headquarters on Saturday. He was later booked at the Central Police Station at occurrence book number 136/7/6/2025 at 21:35 hours. During a routine cell inspection, Ojwang was found unconscious. He was immediately rushed to Mbagathi Hospital for treatment, as documented at the occurrence book number 9/08/06 of 2025 at 01:39 hours. Upon arrival, he was declared dead. Given the circumstances surrounding the incident, it was necessary to investigate the death in accordance with regulations governing death in police custody, and in line with the statutory requirements, the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, was duly notified to commence investigations.
We arrived here at City Mortuary because we were supposed to be in the postmortem at 8 a.m. Yesterday, the postmortem was supposed to take place from 2 p.m. But what happened is that the doctor arrived late, saying that she was doing other postmortem in other funeral homes, especially in Kenyatta University. When she arrived, we had a meeting, and we were so disappointed that the postmortem could not take place yesterday, and she cited 2 reasons. One of them was that to do a good postmortem, you need natural light. The second reason she gave was that she was so tired and fatigued.
There were serious injuries to the head. There were also features of neck compression. There were also multiple soft tissue injuries that were spread all over the body, including the head also, the neck, upper limbs, and the trunk and the lower limbs. These are injuries that externally inflicted from external source and are in keeping with assault.
We were informed that this gentleman died while undergoing treatment at Mbagathi, but the information we have so far is that this gentleman did not actually die at Mbagathi. This gentleman most certainly died in custody and was brought direct here.
It is really a shame that yesterday, of course, you're aware that investigations were not carried out. There was IPOA and all the interested parties were denied access to the crime scene.
Officers present at the time of his death have been suspended.
I ordered the interdiction of the following officers with immediate effects. Number 1 is the officer commanding the station, that is the Central Police Station OCS, the duty officer who was on duty during the night in question, the cell sentry on duty at the time, all officers who were on duty at the report office that night, and any other officer found to have been on duty or otherwise involved during the incident.
Pending its outcome, his death sparked protest in Nairobi, where activists chanted for justice as caused police of extrajudicial killings.
We have many questions. The number 1 question is that why was it necessary for Albert to be driven 400 kilometers away to be charged if there was an offense? Is it that we don't have a magistrate court in Homabay where he was driven from? Or what was so necessary that he had to be charged in Nairobi? What was the reason for isolating Albert?
Demonstrators were reportedly tear gassed as they marched to police headquarters demanding answers.
We are here today to say, what's Kenyan doing, man? We are tired!
Walitolewa aje huko 400 kilometers until hapa? Kwa nini? Kwa nini kutolewa for more than 400 kilometers? Police station in Migori. Is there not a court in Migori? Is there not a court in Kisumu?
Have urged a transparent probe and the suspension of all officers involved. And Minyicha reporting for TAS TV.